live.
We live?
Says
Hello,
live on
hello.
Facebook.
Great. Awesome. So thank you for joining me today, Cheryl. I'm so excited to celebrate you. We have been working together for over 2 years now. I can't believe it's been that long. And I wanted to take an opportunity to share your story, or to allow you to share your story, because I feel like every time I see you, you're younger, you're thinner, you're more beautiful, your life is completely transforming, you're living the life that God wants you to live, and you're loving every minute of it. So I just want to celebrate you, number one, and say congratulations for your amazing progress, and just allow you to share a little bit of your testimony. And we've been through a lot together, so maybe neither one of us will cry. But I just want to say congratulations and thank you. So tell us a little bit about where you were before you and I met. What was your life like as far as your health?
Okay, well, before I met you, I was hitting close to 200 pounds. I was like 2 pounds from 200 pounds. I had got to the point where I would sit on the couch and didn't move the whole day, except for if I had to get up and do laundry or cook dinner, and it was very hard to do it. I remember, and not even watch TV sometimes. I would just sit there and just like didn't feel myself. I didn't feel good, you know, and I would find myself crying a lot. Nothing. I just felt like a blob of doing nothing. And I would talk to God. I would just be like, I know this is not the way I'm supposed to be. And so I did eventually just started walking. I just started doing that. And I would walk and talk to him and just, you know, praying about my health, because I knew that something wasn't right about my health. I wasn't feeling good. I was very sluggish. I would swell up. And so Gabe and I decided to go to Israel. And when we decided to go, we had about 3 months to get to a good, decent place where we could walk, because there was going to be a lot of walking. So I did lose about 15 pounds just by walking. Changing my eating habits, probably not. But at least I was moving. So I went to Israel, and that trip changed my life. We were on the trip with a group of people. There were 2 ladies there, and they were both in their 80s. One lady was a missionary. I mean, she was just running circles around me. I was just like, what do you do to be so healthy? I mean, she did not look like she was 80. She probably looked like she was in her 60s. The other lady, she was the same age. She had a walker, and she was swollen. She could barely get around. People were having to help her. And the lady that was healthy said, you know, I eat mainly plant food, live food. I take care of myself. And I just eat right. And she did. While we were there on the trip, I hardly ever saw her eat anything sweet. It was mostly live food, which was very good food in Israel. And so when we got back after that trip, I began to really pray and talk to God. Also, when I came back from that trip, it took me a week to recover. I was so swollen. I couldn't move. In fact, it scared me because in my family, DVT runs in my family, where they get blood clots in their veins, and they can get to your heart. They can go to your brain. It's not a good thing. And so I was a little scared, because my uncle also at the time was dealing with that. So I began to really pray. And so in July 4th, I was walking that morning, and I was like, God, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do. I don't know anything about this detox, because at the time I was hearing it on Facebook. You know, I don't have any idea what a keto diet is. What the heck is that? You got to help me. I don't know what else to do. And that night, that day, that evening, we went to a party at a friend, and you were there. You came also. And I shared with you, I said, I'd lost 15 pounds, and you got excited about that, which I thought was very strange because it was only 15 pounds in like 6 months. But I was like, okay. And
So
then
good.
you called me the next day. You called me the next day and you're like, I want to help. And okay, I won't cry, but that was, I knew it was God. I knew he was answering my prayers because I read some of your book, and I knew that you knew what detox was and you knew what to do. And you were like, I can help you with that. And you just started me on this program, and you started helping me, and I started detoxing, and oh, I felt like crap for a while. But I just wanted to feel better. I was feeling so bad for so long that this is what I thought in my head. What's a few weeks compared to a few years of feeling that way? And so I just kept pressing through, and my family was very supportive. I mean, I couldn't eat a lot. I couldn't eat. When I started, I couldn't eat hardly anything because I had to take everything out. And so it was mostly meat and vegetables. But little did I know that my family actually liked it. So they were excited about doing it too. So they began to get on board with me and started having fun with the different food we could cook and eat that was really good for us. And so I began to lose weight. I began to start feeling better. And I really couldn't have done that. There was no way. I mean, I was already starting to go through menopause. I was doing early menopause at the time. And I know that don't help with weight. I was starting to feel the hot flashes a little bit, and I was starting to feel like, ooh. So right at the time that you started helping me with this, I was starting to go through that part of my life. And you helped me balance out my hormones with stuff, and helped me, and eating better helped with that too. And I don't know what else to say. It was just like, it was definitely God. I mean, I just prayed, and God, I mean, it was like, okay, it's kind of like, all right, you're ready, and I'm going to answer the prayer. The deal is, and financially, it was not going to be easy. Gabe had his own business. It was not a good time, but I knew God answered the prayer. So if God answered the prayer, I figured, well, you must gonna provide for this, because you're answering my prayer. I just prayed that day, and you answered it that night or that next day. So as we walked it out, God would provide. He still does. He still provides. And every time I'm like, okay, Lord, I need to get this, or I need to do that. Within days, I'll have the money to do what I need to do. And he's been doing it for 2 years. I'm like, okay, Lord, time to do the cleanse. I need to get the money for that. Or it's time to do this next phase and this deal. And I'm not kidding. In a few days, maybe a week, I figured he knows when I need to start. And he provides for it every single time.
Right.
It's been a journey, definitely.
Yeah. So many people hesitate because of the financial investment. And I think that was your big hesitation in the beginning too, right? Was that big financial commitment. You're like, should I commit to this? And, sometimes it's your iPhone or your health, right? And you have to make that decision that your health kind of plays out. And you've done an amazing job. So tell us, what have you done with your life since then? What does life look like for you today?
Oh my gosh. Well, I can go on a trip and come back and still have the same energy as I did before I left. And while I was there, I've gone to California and to conferences. Gabe and I's gone to Florida for conferences, and it's amazing because now when I go on those trips, I'm not looking to go eat stuff that's not really good for me. We always actually go find those restaurants that serve the good stuff. And what I mean by good stuff is the food that I can actually eat and enjoy, and be able to enjoy my trip without feeling sick or feeling bad. I play with my kids a whole lot more than I used to. I have 3 teenagers, so Then they like to play ball. We've had some interesting games. They like to make up games. So we do that. I go out quite often. I went to Disneyland last year with my family and went hiking in the Sequoia Park Mountains. That was awesome. I think I outdid my family. I had more energy, I think, than they did. So in Disneyland, I walked all over Disneyland. I went on every ride. I didn't skip a ride. I would skip rides. I did not skip any rides, even the roller coasters, which were fun anyways. I feel like doing that. And I fit in the seats. I didn't feel like I was taking up the whole seat. And, you know, it was really awesome. I am really heavy involved in ministry. I volunteer a lot. I actually my life has been so busy. I'm interning with a ministry, and I'm working on Monday and Tuesdays at a Bible school. It's and then three teenagers. I homeschool 3 teenagers. So, and they're involved in music. So we do a lot of that.
So what was your biggest
I go out more. I don't sit on. Huh?
No, you didn't.
Do what?
I said, what was your big accomplishment right after? You're leaving out a huge piece of the story. Your book.
What was it?
You wrote your book.
Oh yes, I finished the book. I did. I started the book before I left for Israel. And when I got back, I finally got to actually got it published this last year. I have published Letting God Lead. It's good. That's right. And I'm working on the second book now.
So, and I think that, you know, it just speaks to how much energy you have now, how much drive you have. Like, you went from sitting on the couch doing absolutely nothing, no drive to do the book or play with your kids or go on vacation. And now you're hiking, you're playing ball with your kids, you're writing books, you're ministering. And it speaks so much to what health does for us. It's not only just health, it is our life. It will transform a person's life. And what advice would you give to someone who is kind of, you know, maybe yo-yoing up and down their diet, maybe just trying the latest fad diets, not really, maybe they're kind of stuck? What would your advice be to them if they're looking at a program like this? Maybe what would you say?
I would say, please get into a program that's going to work. Find out about that program. Get the background, because there's so many things out there that is just a fad. They really just want to get your money. And then if you don't do well, they're not there to help you. Honestly, if you like going with Chelsea, and if you go with someone like Chelsea, she'll be there from the beginning to the end. She'll always check on you. She'll always make sure you're okay. She'll make sure she will never make you feel like you screwed up. She never makes you feel that way. She just grabs your hand and says, okay, come on, let's find out what we can do to get you back on track. There's never any judgment or any shame. Honestly, I don't think I could have done it if I had somebody that I always felt shamed if I talked to them or told them, oh, I messed up. Oh my gosh, I would tell her that all the time. And it's like, she didn't even hear me. She'd be like, okay, so what do you need to do? Okay, let's start you on this. Let's leave that out. And let's try this. And it'd be something that totally, I didn't even know was hurting me. And don't let the finances stop you. God will, if you really want to be healthy, God will help you get there. It's all about what you want to do in your heart. If you really want to live a life of health, you'll do it. And God will make sure you have what you need. I order my food online. If you would have told me that I was going to do that 2 years ago, I'd have said, you're crazy. I don't have the money for that. Every 2 weeks, I have a box of meat come in. Grass-fed meat, good meat. I go grocery shopping probably about 2 times a week at least, because I buy fresh food.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go shopping every 2 weeks, and it was all frozen stuff, and it was all stuff. Oh yeah, my food might last me 2 weeks, but I was eating crap. So Now I go shopping probably about twice a week. So I would say, look into what you're wanting to do and make sure it's going to work for you. If it's up and down, or if they're not going to be there at the end of all of it, you don't need to go with them. You need to go with someone you can trust and someone that's going to be there. Go look at their ratings. Go read the ratings. Read what people are saying about them. Look at the success rate. And make sure they're going to put you on something that's going to be good for you and healthy for you. Because also some people can't go on some of those diets because of their diabetes or their blood pressure. And honestly, Chelsea has a lot of knowledge in that. And I'm not just saying that because she's my friend. I know she knows. So she can help you in that area. I tell people that all the time. They'll tell me I have stomach problems. I give them Chelsea's card here. And they'll try to tell me, oh, but I don't know. I'm like, I'm telling you, call her. But I'm telling you, just trying to say, she's got the answer because she does her research. And she does go and look it up. And if she don't know, she'll go find out. That's the kind of person you want to help you get healthy. And also you just need that person to help you finish the race. It's not always about starting it. It's about finishing it. My goal is to stick with this for 3 years. Now I plan on doing it longer than that, but I know that it is said that a lot of people stop before 3 years. They'll stop doing it. So I have another year that I know I'm sticking through this, and I know if I beat that 3 years, then this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I know I'm going to, but you got to set goals, right? You have goals to get there. Okay, 2 years. I got 2 years. Now I'm going to do another year. And, but each year was a new challenge. I mean, we went through COVID. I mean, that was a perfect time to just go, oh, I think I'll just sit on the couch like everyone else.
Right.
I went and walked every single day. I was outside. The kids and I were outside because during that time is also beautiful outside. So we were outside all the time. Oh, can't go to the store. That's okay. We can go to the park and play.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed healthy the whole time. Nobody got sick. And I'm not saying that we don't get, people are not going to, I'm not saying we wouldn't get it, but I'm saying because we keep ourselves healthy by taking our vitamins, by eating right, and by exercising, it's a lot harder to get sick. And if you do, it's a lot easier to fight it off because your immune system's higher. So go with someone like Chelsea. Make sure you know who you're talking to. The fad diets are not going to work. I've tried Weight Watchers, and it's a good idea, but I didn't stick with it. It's too easy to cheat on it, really. But this way you have someone behind you helping you.
That's awesome. Can you hear me, Cheryl?
Yeah, I hear you.
I am so beyond proud of you for the amazing work that you've done, you've been a light to me this whole time. You encourage me because I'll tell you, go do this, go do that. And it's like, I don't hear from you for a little while and you're just like out there doing your thing, changing the world, telling everybody about health. You just become this little advocate for healthy living. You've literally transformed your entire family. So we've watched this trickle down into your entire family. You've got kids buying organic food. Like, whose kids buy organic food? Because it makes their tummy feel better. And just, you're just an amazing example. I always say you're my superstar, you're my poster child. You're always the one I talk about and just put in the limelight because I feel like you've transformed, and it was because you had a desire to do so. It's because you really decided that you were going to invest in yourself no matter what it took. And that 3-year mark, you're going to hit it and you're going to exceed it. And I love that you're setting that as a goal. I love that you have those markers. I love that you're doing that because it is important to keep track, because it could be easy to fall back into old habits. And I'm glad that you're paying attention to that and you're setting yourself up for success by doing that. So I really just wanted to show you off to the world today, everything that you've done. That's been so amazing. And I know that your story is going to be so encouraging to other people who need to do the things that you've done to get healthy. So thank you for joining me today. And I guess unless you have anything else to say, we'll stop here.
No, thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being my friend too. You're amazing.
Yes, you're amazing. We'll talk soon.
Okay, love you. Bye.